I'm Scott Al Miller. It is the 21st of November, 2023. This is my vlog of daily life living in Latin America. We're still in Cochabamba today, and our goal, if we can pull it off, because I'm recording this first thing in the morning, is we're going to head up to El Cristo. That is the statue of the Christ overlooking the city. It's one of the most important statues of Christ in Latin America. There is a teleférico going up to it, so if possible, we're going to ride that up, and I'm going to do a little bit of recording this morning before it gets too warm, because we are in a heat wave here in South America. We're on like 5 days of record heat continent-wide, including breaking the all-time heat record yesterday here in the city of Cochabamba. And I'm a little bit out of breath because I've been running around getting ready. I'm all packed up. I'm all ready to go because once I'm done doing this morning's recordings, we're heading to the airport with Alan and Anna, and we are getting on a Bolivian flight, which is only 50 minutes long, up to La Paz, up in the mountains. So we're moving from 8,000 feet here up to 12,000 later today. So all of that will be in today's episode. I just checked out of my Airbnb. I'm now sitting in the park and I am ready to start the adventures of the day. Earlier this morning, I went out and did a 5-kilometer walk that you guys saw on the video yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go check that out because that was a good walk. And I did the ciclovia, which starts from just behind me, and I walked about 2.5 kilometers that way and back again. Good exercise. I'm amazed by how much exercise I'm getting here in Cochabamba. There's just the weather is so nice. Even though we're at record heat and Cochabamba is breaking records, it was 34 the other day. That's getting into the 90s in Fahrenheit. It's so dry and pleasant that going out and exercising even at the high altitude with very little oxygen is super, like, I really want to do it. I keep being like, I just want to get out and walk. And I'm in jeans. I'm in like a heavy shirt, which is, I took my laundry last night. We're gonna go pick it up in a couple hours here. And I totally forgot to take my luggage out of Ossy's trunk. And so I have no other clothes. I went to my Airbnb last night with just my backpack. So I had all the stuff I like needed. I had my toothbrush and those kinds of things. But I didn't have anything else. And so I couldn't change. So you're seeing me in an extra outfit for the day, but I'm in heavy jeans, heavy sneakers, this shirt, and I'm walking and I feel comfortable. I'm not getting all sweaty and everything. It's so nice. I'm not used to that, right? In Nicaragua, you get sweaty when you go out, and it's fine. You get used to that, and everyone's getting sweaty when they go out, and it's not really the problem that people imagine it is, but this is a really nice change of pace. And it's been a long time since I could say, yeah, I could just walk a few miles in jeans and not think anything of it. I also want to show I'm out here. I took my water with me. I bought 2 of these when I got to my Airbnb. These are 6-liter water bottles. And I don't have much left, so I'm just carrying this around as my water bottle for the day. And yeah, that's me. So I'm sitting in the park waiting for them to all show up. Ossy is over at Alan and Anna's apartment, which is just, I don't know, 6 blocks that way, picking them up. And I'm just enjoying a beautiful moment in the park. I hope we're gonna go get some coffee, do something interesting. My battery's just about dead here, so I'm gonna take a minute to change it while I'm sitting out here in the park enjoying this day. And otherwise I'm gonna relax, and in a few hours we're gonna be heading to La Paz, but really hoping we get to do some fun stuff in Cochabamba first. All right, well, I was recording in the park. Ossy, Alan, and Anna just pulled up in his Renault. I'm heading up. Park right there. Stop right there. All right. Here we are. Oh my gosh, we're blocking traffic. Ah. Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. You're on camera. All right, we are off to our adventures of the day. Everybody say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Ya nos vamos.
Cristo.
So our one big event for the day was driving up this mountain to see El Cristo. This is one of the Christ. This is one of the largest Christ statues in the world, and it is epic for sure. It's much bigger than the one in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, which is far more famous, but this is the bigger one. Now, Brazil has built a newer one this year, so this is not the largest in the world, but it has been for a long time, and is certainly very significant. The hill that it's on is right in the middle of the Metroplex, which is really neat. Now, here, off to the positive side, you can see the lake, the reservoir in the middle of the city, which has turned to dust because of the current drought. You can see that whole dusty area there should be lake, which there's a lot of waterfront there. Like, people bought waterfront and are now just dust front. It is absolutely crazy how dry things are. This should be all green this time of year, like all of this. There's a bit of pollution in the air. Here it was pretty clear. The next day, a lot came in. But so this hill with the statue is in the very middle of the city. So normally you take the teleferico up, which of course is the way to do it. Like, that would be so much fun. It would have such amazing views, and it was not running. We had to do this kind of early in the morning, and they don't start that early. So we were able to drive up, but we weren't able to take that. So luckily Ossy was able to drive us, and we were able to get these fantastic views by doing this, but we didn't get to do the ride like we would normally recommend. The drive really isn't bad though. So if you don't have time to take the teleferico, or it's not running on a day that you're there, don't skip it. Just drive up. It was not a problem. He did have an SUV, which it is like dirt roads. It's a little bit rough, but it's not bad at all. But these views are fantastic. Like, it's so worth going up. And you can see the statue there in front of us, and this long, narrow road going along the ridge to get there, right through the middle of the city with huge metropolitan area on either side of the road. This was really cool, and I love the views that we were able to get from this. So I was thankful for this whole experience. And it was really neat. These are definitely some of the best vantage points of the city of Cochabamba. And this is the absolute #1 tourist thing to do if you're going to be in Cochabamba, because it is it's not really a tourist city. So obviously going out to eat, it's famous for its food. It's got great like areas that you can walk in and explore and easily go do restaurants and cafes and bars and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to tourist activities, there's really extremely little that you can do in Cochabamba, and so the statue is very important for that. And here we're in the parking lot for the statue, and you can see this is the view to one of the secondary cities, and it's fantastic how great it looks from up here. All right, we're at El Cristo, and I'm heading up the very long stairs at very high altitude to get up to it. This is pretty cool. To get up to the statue itself, there's quite a climb even from the parking lot, so be prepared. There are some ways to get up that are not absolutely terrible, but pretty much you're going to be taking the stairs. You can see my crew there walking up very slowly. This is, remember, Cochabamba is starting at 8,000 feet, and this is a mountain in the middle of the city, so you can see how high we are above the city. I don't know what the total elevation is, but it is very high. So if you're at 8,000 feet, chances are you're going to be huffing and puffing a little bit. When you go up to the statue, you're going to be huffing and puffing a whole lot more. This is a hike, right? And the air is thin, but it is worth it for the views. It is worth it to see the statue. There is a restaurant up there which is new. It looks really nice. We did not get to eat there. We didn't even know it was there, but it looked really, really quite good. It may be something that's worth going to and spending some time once you go up the hill. For the most part, the thing to do up at the statue is to look at the statue and to spend time on the miradors. There's miradors around all the different sides with different views of different barrios and downtown and different parts of the city. So plan for 30 to 45 minutes, take lots of pictures, take some video. It's gorgeous, it's interesting, but that's pretty much what you're going to do unless you're eating at the restaurant. For us, this was our last day in Cochabamba, and we did this late morning, and we had a early evening flight out of Cochabamba going up to La Paz. So we wanted to, I mean, this was absolutely on our must-do list. So we took a little bit of time and did lots of pictures, right? We had a really nice time. The sun is intense. Make sure you're wearing sunscreen. Make sure you have a hat. Remember, you're at high altitude. So while the air temperature is cool, the sun will scorch you in no time. So be prepared. Everyone was feeling it, except me, of course. It's weird. Like, I just don't burn. So ever since I moved to Nicaragua, I get enough sun all the time. that I never end up with sunburn or anything like that. I can feel it. I can tell that the ultraviolet is intense, just like when I'm in Guatemala, but it doesn't cause any problems for me, so I can be misleading. If you see me walking around without anything, don't do that. Make sure you have sunscreen and a hat at a minimum, probably long sleeves. Generally, it's pretty chilly up there except for the sunlight. We were here on record-setting temperature days. All of South America was breaking their heat records while we were there. So this is all drier and quite a bit warmer than even a week before. Like, this is abnormal completely for the area. So, and even so, it was not hot in any way. We were in jeans and dress shirts and absolutely comfortable, not sweating at all, even with the hike up the stairs and everything like that. So we did this. So we were done by around 1 o'clock, which gave us some time to get a leisurely lunch, which we did. And then our final thing for the day is getting off to La Paz. Like I said, we were flying out of Cochabamba. So our flight we had made at 6 o'clock. So we got there at 4. We had to do a little bit of rearranging. Alan and Anna had to change their flights out of La Paz coming up later in the week. So we gave ourselves a little bit of extra time to do that. So we just hung out at the airport a little bit extra, no big deal, got some food there and chilled. Our big thing is that tonight we are switching out to the main capital city. Of course, for those who don't know, Sucre is the de jure capital of Bolivia. It's what people list as the capital, but it doesn't function as the capital in any meaningful way. La Paz is the de facto capital and the major city. It is where the government actually sits. It is where diplomats actually go. It is what functions as the capital. And it is by far the cultural center of the country. It is the older city. And it feels much bigger. Cochabamba is actually quite large. Santa Cruz is very large and is officially listed as the largest city, but it is new and doesn't have the capital. It just doesn't have the same. La Paz is definitely the real functional heart of the country and what everyone pictures as Bolivia. But Cochabamba is gorgeous. This metro area is so big. I was so blown away by these views. And the whole time we're there, we did some math, and it turns out the metro area is almost the same size as La Paz and Santa Cruz. It's a little bit under 2.5 million. So these are really big metro areas. Now, of course, the parts that we walked around are much, much smaller. It's just the old city of Cochabamba, not all of its sprawling suburbs or other cities that have grown into it. But it was really cool. So once we were done with all these amazing views that you're seeing here, got to the airport, our flight on Bolivian Air, no problem whatsoever. Got up to La Paz. That's only about a 50-minute flight. It actually flies into El Alto, which is at 14,000 feet up above La Paz. So we flew in there. It was immediately super quiet from how thin the air was. We immediately felt the lack of air, but got driven down. Our team was waiting for us. They just picked us right up, drove us down to La Paz, got us to our Airbnbs, no problem. Great Airbnbs there, which I will show on a future episode. We walked just the tiniest bit to get some food. I'm vegetarian, so we went out and just got like an egg sandwich on the street. We got regular food for the rest of the team, sat and hung out for maybe an hour at most before turning in for the night. We all knew that at 12,000 feet, we definitely needed sleep. So we called it an early night, got some rest, and hopefully we'll be feeling good for tomorrow so I can go out and get videos and whatnot for you guys and show you La Paz, which is totally different than Cochabamba. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be great. And otherwise, thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe. Tell friends and family about the show. We're doing more countries, more travel, not just in Nicaragua, which of course we're going back to. It's the country that I love and live in, but I love getting out and bringing you other locations around Latin America. So share on social media. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Scott Allen Miller, and I will see all of you tomorrow.